I'm in. The perimeter was easy to breach. There were only stormtroopers guarding it. Cortana, are there any other defenses Wait, what's that? Gotcha. Sorry about that, fella, but I gotta take this base for the Avengers. So, this is what passes for a super soldier nowadays? I guess it's true. They really don't make them like they used to. Hey, and welcome to the 7th episode of Creed's Modern Mondays. My name's Creed, and today we're looking at the 80th anniversary Captain America. This figure was released in 2019, and it was celebrating 80 years of Marvel Comics. He's part of the Marvel Legends series of action figures by Hasbro, and as you see in the box here, you get, of course, Cap himself, an extra head, 2 extra fists, a shield-throwing hand with a shield trail, and of course his iconic shield. Here on the back of the box, there's a little more information. It says, Captain America. As World War II unfolds and super-powered beings emerge across the world, the patriotic hero Captain America is revealed, ushering in a new age of Marvels. And of course, you have the beautiful art here by artist Alex Ross. He's one of the greats, and if you're not familiar with him, I suggest Googling a lot more of his work. It's pretty amazing. On the bottom of the box is some ugly packing tape where the person I bought it from repackaged it. Same on the top. You think they could have just used Scotch tape, but oh well. On the side, you get more gorgeous Alex Ross artwork. I mean it. This is super classic Cap, and the colors really match the figure. And here on the other side of the box, you can see that it's the exact same artwork, just reversed. All right, let's go ahead and get Cap out of his box. We're just going to cut this ugly packing tape off here and open up the flap. Go ahead and slide him out. There he is in the tray. And let's go ahead and get him out of there, and behold, Captain America. This figure is so classic, it's kind of ridiculous. From head to toe, I love it. The sculpt, the colors, the costume, everything about this figure screams classic Captain America. So let's get in a little closer and take a look at all the great details. So right away you can see the sculpt on this figure is spectacular. I am very happy that they kept the wings on his helmet. Those are removed in all the later versions, so, that's classic Cap. Plus the giant A, he's got the big square jaw, and then the scale pattern up here on the chest is fantastic. The paint application here on the red and white's great. As you can see, the belt is a separate piece, which is pretty nice. He's got the classic flared gloves, just like the comics, that come all the way up to his forearms. And then I want to talk about his open hand here. So he's got 2 of those, and this is a fist on this side. But as you can see, they have the thumb connected to the fingers right here. It's not separate. And that makes it pretty hard to actually get him to hold anything with it. And that's kind of the point of this hand. Here's an example of what I'm talking about. This is Black Widow's gun, and as you can see, he just doesn't hold it right. I mean, it should fit in his hand, but because the fingers are connected, it just doesn't work correctly. I realize I can just cut this with my X-Acto, but I'm not sure if I'm going to or not. Anyway, the beauty of the belt being a separate piece is you can adjust it, and I also want to note that the sculpt on the muscle on the legs here is really great. It's also great that Cap is wearing his swashbuckling boots from the comics. These have been outdated by combat boot versions of Cap, but I'm always going to love these. The only really notable thing on Cap's back is the peg hole right here, and that's so you can put his shield in. But we'll come back to that after we check out his articulation. So Cap's got the standard ankle rocker you'd expect, and it can go way over. Oh, that looks kind of like Conor McGregor. Too soon? Probably. In addition to that, you can point the toe down and bring it back up. There's a swivel point right here at the calf, right above the boots. He's got the double jointed knees, but unfortunately he cannot kick himself in the butt because his boot gets in the way. So no patriotic butt kicking for Captain America. Just above the knee at the thigh, there is another swivel, and that's a great point of articulation. Never underestimate that one. Then there's also a ball joint here at his hip, and it's got a lot of motion. Look at the range here. You can almost put him in a split. Then guess what? Waist swivel. Yes, I love waist swivel. It's one of my favorites. The belt does get in the way a little, but it is okay. That's probably why it's a separate piece, so he swivels easily. Now here at the chest, he does have a little bit of a crunch. And it's actually got a nice range of motion to it too. He'd easily be able to look around on the ground for somebody to help him find their contact. Anyway, here at the shoulder, he can swivel out and around. There's also a swivel here just at the bicep, just below the shoulder. Then the elbow is also double jointed, so it brings in pretty far, but the glove gets in the way a little bit. Here at the wrist is a swivel as well. It can also flex back and forward, which is pretty good. And last but not least, here at Cap's neck, there's a ball joint. So, of course, he can look left, down, up, any direction you want with a pretty huge range of motion. And that's it. That covers all 25 points of articulation for Captain America. Now we're going to take a look at Captain America's Mighty Shield, which is a vibranium adamantium alloy in the comics. I think they absolutely nailed it. This thing looks gorgeous, from the paint to the shape to the size. I love it. They have a very unique system here on the back. You can see that that is a clip, but there's also a peg. So you can clip it to his arm, and I'll show you right now how you do that. You just stick it right on his forearm with the clip. And that easy, he's now holding his shield. But let's say you want to put it on his back. Well, all you have to do is grab the clip and flip it down, and that makes a peg pop up. Now you can take that peg and just stick it in the hole on Captain America's back. And there you have classic shield on the back cap. The shield actually has its own accessory, and that is Captain America's shield throwing hand with shield trail, or shield blur. It's supposed to represent him throwing the shield. You plug it in right there, and then you take the hand, of course, and you just stick it into his wrist. I applaud the effort, but honestly, no matter how I arranged this, I thought it looked awkward, and I doubt I'll ever use it. It is a pretty cool idea, though, and maybe if I mess with it, I can make it work. In addition to the two open hands and the shield throwing hand, Cap also comes with two fists for punching out his enemies. Here's a better look at Cap's second head, which I think is a bit different. The A looks a little smaller, and his jaw definitely looks much squarer and wider. Here they are side by side, and of the two, I prefer the one that's on the figure here on the left. But hey, what do you think? Which one's the better Cap head? Okay, it's size comparison time. So here's Captain America alongside the retro Spider-Man. I think these two look so good together. And here's Cap alongside the winter suit Black Widow, also well proportioned and look really nice. And lastly, here's Captain America alongside Master Chief. And once again, I think the proportioning is pretty close, even though they're not the same toy line. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch today's Modern Monday on the Marvel 80th Anniversary Captain America from the 2019 Marvel Legends toy line by Hasbro. I wasn't sure if I should do this figure on Modern Monday since he's already 2 years old. He falls in this weird gray area between where Creed's collection cuts off and where Modern Mondays is supposed to start. And I just thought, you know what the hell, I really want to take a look at this figure, so I did. Also, he's a really recent acquisition for me. I never found him back in 2019, so I recently bit the bullet and bought him on eBay, and luckily I got him for a much better deal than most go for. But with that said, what do you guys want to see on the next Modern Monday? I'm thinking either AI Tony Stark from the Shang Chi line, which is a very classic Iron Man figure, or the Diamond Select Immortal Hulk. Let me know in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. I have 2 different toy shows on YouTube, Creed's Collection, where we take a look at my vintage toys, and Modern Mondays, where we take a look at my newer stuff. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you this Wednesday on Creed's Collection, and next Monday for another episode of Creed's Modern Mondays.